Welcome everyone, my name is Jason. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to take you through a upper body exercise that's going to help open up through the front of the chest, through the back of the body, and play around with some different ranges of mobility through our shoulders. So if you have slidey floors, you're going to grab onto a blanket or a towel or something that you can push down into that's going to help you slide. If you do not, so if you're practicing on such as carpet, then we can find some alternatives for the use of that as well. So to begin, we'll place our prop underneath us. If you don't have a prop, that's okay. And you're gonna bring it into your right hand. If you have sensitive knees, please feel free to roll your mat over and place them underneath, or just find something else to place underneath it that's gonna make it a little bit more softer. To begin, we're gonna keep our hips over top of our knees. And all we're going to start to do is just slide that right arm out in front of us. From there, you can start to bend your left elbow, lowering it down towards the mat and letting your chest come down towards the floor. You can extend the arm out as much as you choose, or as much as your range of motion allows. Hold here for a few breaths, opening the chest up down towards the floor. And begin to draw that arm back in underneath you. Push into your left hand and bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Good. Now we're going to do that same exercise again. Try to keep the shoulders level when you're coming down, so not kind of tilting to one side or the other. Bend the left elbow, slide the right arm out in front. Let the chest come down towards the floor. And then start to draw that right hand back in, pushing to the left hand to help you slowly rise back into that neutral position. And we'll continue again, please. Good, back up. And we'll go through this motion 2 more times. You can go completely on your own here. Just allowing that hand to push out in front of you. Allowing your chest to lower down towards the floor. And then pull that hand back in. Allow that to lift you up. Just pushing down the left hand is just going to assist you. Again, reaching out. And back up. Good. Back into a neutral position. This time we're going to take the hand out towards the side. So we're going to do the same idea, but this time you'll start to rotate your fingers towards the side of the room. You'll bend your left arm. Don't let yourself shift towards the right side. Try to keep that left shoulder over top of that wrist. Lower down towards the floor. And just reach that right arm out towards the side. Now you'll feel the shoulder blade pulling away from the spine. Now to bring yourself up, you're going to start to traction that shoulder blade back in towards the spine. Gentle pressure into the left hand to bring yourself back up to neutral. And then continue that process, please. Slowly lowering, releasing. Again, letting that shoulder blade pull away from the spine. And you'll start to retract it back in towards the spine. Coming back into your neutral position. Again, please. Good. And in, and 2 more times at your own pace. Reaching the arm out. Again, allowing the shoulder blade to pull away from the spine, and then pulling it back in towards the spine, using that momentum to come back up through center. Good. Whenever you're ready, We're gonna start in that right hand again. Now we're gonna combine both those exercises together, or those movements together. So when you're ready, we'll start to reach that hand out in front of us. Lower the left elbow down towards the floor. Keep the arm extended. And then start to take that arm over towards the right side. So gentle pressure down into your prop. Slide the arm back in. Try to keep it straight throughout this process. If you don't have a prop or you're not using one, all you'll do is just keep your hand hovering or your fingertips just gliding across the floor when you create this motion. Again, reach it out. Again, try to keep that arm straight the whole way. Feel the shoulder blade pull away from the spine, and then use that motion to draw it back in towards the spine, bringing yourself back up into that tabletop position. Again, please. One more time. Moving in this direction. Back up. And then we're going to switch directions, okay? So again, you can start to rotate those fingers towards the side of the mat. Let your left elbow come down. Gentle pressure down into the prop. Bring that hand towards the front. Arm staying as straight as it can. Back up. Beautiful. Again, please. You can move as fast or as slow as you'd like. Try to stay mindful through this process. There's no need to rush. Go one more rotation here, please. And back up through center. Wonderful. We're going to start to move that prop over towards our left side. When you do, take a quick moment and just notice the difference in each side of the body. Find your grounding down through your hands, keeping the shoulders stacked over top of the wrists, the hips over top of the knees. We're going to reach that arm out in front of us again, trying to keep the shoulders as level as they can. Lowering the right elbow, letting your chest come down towards the mat. Take a couple deep breaths here, just starting to release through the left side of the body. Keeping that arm as straight as you can, start to draw it back underneath you. Again, slight pressure into the right hand to lift yourself back up. And then we'll move it out again, please. Good. And back up through center. And again. Again, reaching that arm out as far as you'd like, but not allowing the hips to come too far away from over top of the knees. Keeping that arm nice and straight. Just finding that range of motion that works best for us today. Noticing a bit of opening through the side body as well. Good. Let's go again. One more time, please. And back up through center. Taking a moment there. And then we're going to go to the side. So remember, try not to lean towards the left when you do this. Try to keep that right shoulder over top of that wrist as much as you can. You'll start by rotating your fingers towards the side of the mat. You can begin to lower down, reaching that arm out, feeling the shoulder blade pulling away from the spine, keeping that arm straight. Work this from the shoulder, start to draw it back in, and bring yourself back up. Again, please. Good. Through center. Again. And in. And one more time at your own pace here. And all the way back up. Wonderful. Now, just like we did on the right side, we're going to combine those two movements together, please. So when you're ready, again, at your own pace, moving as fast or as slow as you'd like, try to keep that arm as straight as you can. Reach the hand out in front of you. Gentle pressure into the prop, or just let your hand run across the floor, out to the side, and then in. Again. Reach. And one more time, please. And back through center. Good. If you'd like to take a moment just to sit back onto your heels, you can. You can give your wrists a little shake, move them around a little bit. The next one we're going to do is place both hands onto our prop. Again, if you don't have a prop, that's okay. You're just going to try to keep your hands just gently running across the floor. So this is going to open up through our chest. It's still going to be a mobility exercise, but we're also going to kind of engage our core a little bit here more as well. So this time you're with both hands down onto your prop. You're just going to begin to slide your arms forward, letting your chest come down. Again, keep the arms straight. Push down into your prop. Feel that core engage. Bring yourself back up through center. Again, please. Out. Reach. And back in. Again, please. We'll go one more time, all the way out. Your hips can sink back a little bit, but try to keep them over the hips as much as you can, using those back core muscles to bring yourself all the way back up. Perfect. And we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to go out towards the side as well, please. So we're going to kind of go towards the corner of the mat this time. So when you're ready, reach the arms out towards the corner. Don't let the weight shift over towards that right knee. Try to keep your hips in that neutral position, and you're going to feel the stretch through, or more of a stretch, most likely through the left side of the body. Now you might not get down as low as you did coming out in front of you, and that's okay. Push and bring yourself back up. Good. Left corner this time. So we're just going to go from side to side this time. Reach it out. And back up. And then all the way back up. Over towards the right corner. Extending the arms. Trying to let the shoulders stay as level as they can as well. Not compensating on one side more than the other. Good. Let's go one more time in each direction. And out the other way. And back up. If you want to rest your hips down onto your heels, giving your wrists a little shake, you can as well, just checking in with the body. So this time, we're going to combine all three of those movements together, okay? So when you're ready, we'll place our hands back down onto the prop. We'll begin by coming out towards the right side. So reach the hands out towards the right side, as much over to the side as you'd like. Again, keep the hips over top of the knees. Don't bring too much weight over into the right knee. And then use that core muscles, arms stay straight, and bring that blanket all the way over towards the left. And then back up. So you're just gonna make half circles here with your prop. Noticing the activation through the back of the body, through the arms. There's a little bit more engagement here. Working through those different ranges of motion. Trying to unlock those places in the body that we normally don't express. Good. One more time. And back in. And then the opposite direction, please. Reach it out. Around to the front of the mat. Over to the opposite side. And all the way in. Again, please. Try to keep your hips stationary. See what happens when you try not to move them around as much. Let the motion come from more up in the shoulders, or the top of the body. You still get movement through the trunk, but we're just trying to isolate it more in the upper half. One more time. And back to your center. Perfect. You can lower your hips down onto your knees. Stack your shoulders back over top of your hips. Just take a moment to lift them up towards your ears. And if you want, you can just kind of bring them back down behind you. And just small little movements through the shoulders. You can have your hands down beside you if you'd like. Again, going one way and then the other. Good. We'll do one more little exercise to help wind us down, and you'll take the palms towards the front of the mat. Now this is just an internal and external rotation of the shoulders. So with the palms open, you notice how they kind of come back out behind you a little bit more. You create a little bit more space through the front of the chest. Well, when we rotate our palms out behind us, our shoulders begin to internally rotate, creating a little bit more space through the back, but also closing off through the front of the chest a little bit more. So you're just gonna notice or work through those two movements here for a moment. Palms towards the front, shoulders come back and down, and then switching, allowing them to rotate inwards. Now you can get a little more expressive with this if you'd like as well. So when you open your palms up, you can kind of lift your chest, you can arch your back. If you want to lift your gaze, you can. More of an open position. And then the opposite way is a little bit more of a closed off position. Good, back and forth again, please. One way, and then the other. And again. Good. And ending with the palms back out behind you. Coming back up into that neutral position. Take your back hand onto your sacrum, palm facing out behind you. And then just let your left ear come down towards your left shoulder. And we're just stretching through the side of the neck. Take a couple moments there, please. Allowing the shoulder just to pull away from the ear, allowing the ear to pull away from the shoulder. You have an option to place the left hand on the side of the head, using a little weight of that hand to bring it down. Good. You can release the head. We're going to keep that ear down towards our left shoulder. We're going to bring a little movement into this. So start to take your chin down towards your collarbone. And then you're going to start bringing it back out behind you as well. So you can start to lift your head back just a little bit. The chin can lift up towards the ceiling. And then back down through the other way as well, please. Now another thing you can do in this exercise to stretch a little higher in the neck and also the jaw is when you bring your head back, you can open your mouth as wide as you can. And it helps just to stretch the jaw on the side of the neck a little more. And just make little, small, short movements here with the head. Going back and forth as many times as you'd like. Before we bring our head back up through center and we start to switch to the other side whenever you're ready. Again, back of the hand on the sacrum, palm facing out behind you. Right ear can come down towards the shoulder. Let the left shoulder pull away from the left ear. If you want to place the hand on the side of the head, you can. A few deep breaths here, in and out. Just allowing to release through the side of the neck. And when you're ready, just removing that hand and bringing that slight movement, chin to the collarbone. And slowly bringing it back up behind you, just a little bit. Moving back and forth through this motion, please. An option to open your mouth as wide as it'll go, releasing through your jaw. And when you're ready, allowing your head to come back up through center, releasing the hand out behind you, giving your arms, your shoulders a little shake, checking back in with your body, noticing how you feel compared to beginning of the exercise to now. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, any type of movement matters. Moving even just a little bit is better than moving not at all. Take care. Bye for now.